All right, welcome. This is LoveTech Live, and we're coming to you with another episode here. This is episode 4 of the web crawler series. This is making a YouTube viewer bot using Java and Selenium. And it's real simple here. So let me fire it off. I'm going to run it. It takes a couple minutes to watch the whole video. So I set it to launch 4 windows. They're launching off screen, but I'll drag them. But you can change that number as needed. So there's 1, there's the 2nd, the 3rd, 1 more's coming. And I didn't want to get a copyright strike, so we'll be watching one of actually the last episode. The previous, I should say. Alright, so now that those are all running, it's about a 8-minute video. We'll go back to here and I'll walk through the code with you. So the main method up here launches the Chrome driver from Selenium. If you need any help getting your Selenium set up, or your Eclipse or Chrome driver, all the links are in the description below. And if you start at the pilot episode of this series, episode 1, that's a setup guide. I put in here the video URL, and that gets passed to open video multiple times, which is a function. By the way, you can get all of this code and more on this site here, lovetech.io/bots. There's a Google one from episode 2. In episode 3, we did a Twitter-like tweet bot, and we'll keep doing these because this is a really valuable, important way to get information off the internet, or to automate tasks that you need to do. Alright, so let's look at that function here. Open video multiple times. It takes the URL of the video and a count of how many times to run it. What it does is it's going to, for every time it opens, it'll make a new web driver and add that to a list here. And the reason we do that is so that we can wait for the videos to play, and then we close them all. So it'll automatically close. So this is perfect for if you need to run a script to watch a video 10 times every day or something. Say you had a bunch of different computers, a bunch of different servers that you want to be watching YouTube videos. You could run this script on a cron job, and that would do it. But there's lots of great things that we can do when we're talking about a group of computers doing web automation, especially in terms of building up databases of information and machine learning. So this is kind of some interesting code here. Basically, it just mutes the video, so you don't want it to break your eardrums if you're doing something else. So the video player for YouTube is all HTML, or at least enough of it is. It has an option on there to loop the video, and I thought that would be a good way to amass views, but it doesn't seem to work like that. They're smart, so I took that bit of code out since it doesn't really help, and we'll just close the videos after each run. And then there's another bit of code here which sets the settings down to the lowest setting. As we know, bandwidth is precious, so we don't want to be streaming anything we don't have to. Let's check on how these are doing. Alright, we still have some time. We also track the longest video up here. And the reason I put it like this is so you could call open video multiple times with different URLs, and it would hopefully close them as needed. Um, it uses that to determine how long to sleep, since there's no way to do callbacks with Selenium. And this is the run JavaScript function, which allows us to use all of these JavaScript commands and variables. A lot of times also it's helpful to import jQuery if the page isn't already using jQuery. And we go into that in some of the previous videos, so check those out. Yeah, it's a real simple program here. This part's kind of cool too. We get the duration of the video by looking at the very end after we mute this. It returns the inner HTML of the HTML element that displays the time on the video. So let me switch back. That's this element right here, 8:43:43, and it would have two colons. It'd be 1:30:43 for an hour and 30 minutes. So going back to the code here, all we do is we split using a delimiter of colon, and then right here, and then if the length is 2, we know it's minutes seconds. So minutes times 60 gives us the total in seconds, times 1,000 gives us the total in milliseconds. And if there's a third component, then that's hours. So that's 360 seconds. Times 1,000 gives us milliseconds. So pretty simple. Let's switch back to the other view here and make sure that they close at the end. The next video in the series will probably be going through Bing images, and we'll definitely also do Google images at some point. And if you have any ideas or requests, leave them in the comments section below. The great thing about Selenium is that it allows you to run jQuery in the context of the page, and it's live in the browser settings, so everything just works like it's being used by a user. So that just goes to it works in your favor because it's hard to detect. Although you'll see if you watch the last episode, the one that we have up on the screen here, Twitter was wise to me. I was liking too frequently, so they they made me authorized with putting my phone number in. It gave me a stern warning. So it helps to be to spread things out over days, and just tortoise wins the race kind of thing, slow and steady, so you don't get detected, and trying to make it so that you're not falling into patterns that they can recognize. I think the real value is with the non, or just crawling the internet in a whole, because there's lots of material out there. We just need people to build databases and consolidate it and compile it and make it easy to access. Alright, so we'll see here if the timer kicks in. We should see them close one after the other. Sometimes it takes a couple extra seconds. Okay, there goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 3, there goes 4. So that's the YouTube bot. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. All right, peace.